Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
Whoa, another shot of the bullet. Loaded, got complex, cocking and pulling. That bottleneck look like the Loch Ness. What are we doing? I'm about to fall out, boy, and the proof's in the pudding. So, can we forget about the things I said when I was strong? I ain't mean to call you that. I'm ice cold like the keg the bartender tap. On another level like I'm fuck around with ASAP. So what's the word? What's the deal? Don't be asking how I'm doing unless you wanna keep it real. Cause I'm all up in my feels. Jesus take the wheel. This liquor got me more set than Jagger Lil Pills.
I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a great morning. It is Friday. Everybody's getting sideways right after work today. So, are you sideways in crypto, though? Because I think you're pumping right now, and I think everybody in cryptocurrency is super happy right now. And we're starting to get more confirmation from people along the way that we're in a bull run and that it is ready to get sent. And before we get started, any news about Lillian? Yes, but I can't reveal anything yet. There's a lot of moves going on in the background. There's been a lot of work done in the background, and they're going to be making some announcements very, very, very soon. So, but let's get through news, and then we'll talk about all this stuff in just a few. First, the market's basically sideways, a little bit down for the day. And usually when you see a down at this point, then you really don't have to do anything more than go to Earnings Whisperer. Citigroup beats. Wait a minute. I thought that the banks were dying. I thought that the banks were in such a bad way, right? How could this shit be happening over here where $37.5 billion Citigroup is beating their earnings estimate, and they're crushing it. $1.86 was the earnings per share off of a consensus of $1.66. Earnings Whisperer, known for being bullshit, is at $1.69, and Citigroup is absolutely crushing it. But I thought that the banks were in trouble, right? A little bit weird, right? So Burn Technology misses, small revenue, no big deal. Wells Fargo beats. Wait a minute. It had to be very close, right? Bitch, no. 1.23 per share on revenue of 26.7 billion, based on revenues per share estimate of 115 per share and 20.1 billion. Are you shitting me? I thought the banks were in trouble. I thought we were having this. What is going on here, right? Let's keep going. JP Morgan Chase, the estimate, God damn it, is all I can say. This is going to be the first one of the day. $4.10 per share on revenue of $54.6 billion. The estimate, $3.41 per share on revenue of $36 billion. Are you shitting me? Right? PNC. $3.98 per share on $7.7 billion revenue, with the consensus being $3.60 per share, up 10% from their estimate, and per share it's $5.6 billion in revenue. And are you shitting me there? $2 billion, but they guide lower. Bitch, you guided lower. in the first quarter. You guided lower in the first quarter and said that we weren't going to have. God damn it. Look, all I'm telling you right now is it should just be getting crazy in the stock market right now. BlackRock misses. BlackRock misses off of earnings per share. Here we go. This is where I have no respect for the earnings whisper, right? This is BlackRock misses, right? $7.93 per share on revenue of $4.2 billion. The estimate was actually $7.71. So they beat. Right? But the earnings whisper said it was going to be $8.17 a share. What kind of dumbass look? If they're giving $7.71 over here, the earnings whisper just said, "Oh, you know what? Add 46 cents to it, and that's going to be what we're going to call it." Right? No, BlackRock hit. So everybody in money is having a great day. United Healthcare. Look at this one. Look at this one. United Healthcare, 620 misses, but wait. 626 per share on 91.9 billion revenue. It was actually 624 per share on 89.6. So revenue was up, but in the share they hit. But of course, the earnings whisper said, "Well, we thought it was going to be about 10% higher." Doing their bullshit. So everybody is hitting their earnings for the first quarter of March. Recession. Remember that? Remember we were supposed to be screwed, right? Well, yeah, it doesn't look that way. So in the pre-markets, you got basically a dead even situation right here. And I think that I even heard that Apple or Tesla was starting to take off. Now, moving on, are we in Bitcoin season? Nah. Are we in alt season? I mean, nah, we are definitely in Bitcoin season. And the reason that we're still in Bitcoin season, as you can look up here and you can see, Bitcoin is still running. It's still basically just running wild. Now it's done a little consolidation to the side. You can see right here that it's kind of moved above the Selmo FUD line. What's Selmo FUD line? That's Selmo FUD line, the one at 30,000. That Selmo FUD, and many of you don't know Selmo FUD, but some of you do. And Selmo FUD said there's no chance we're going to get to 30,000 in 2023. That there's absolutely no chance. Well, it's April. It's not even April 15, right? And here we are over 30,000 right now with a high of 31,036. So, which, by the way, what did I tell you? 31,100 was the number that I gave you. But that was just the start, right? So we're not there yet. We're about $70 short. But if you're going to fault me over $70, you KMA. You know what I mean? So here we sit. Now, I don't have a channel here that I'm comfortable with to give you as like a trading position. At best, it's going to be, kind of in this range right here. Like this is going to be rudimentary at best. We're going to look at about this level right here, I want to say, and then just kind of draw this channel out because as you can see, it's doing a lot of settling and it's doing a little bit of pumping in there. So if you're looking to make any plays, now might be the perfect time. Does not mean that it's not going to bounce out and come back to this SMA 50. But if you are willing to take some risk and play this market, then it looks like you've got kind of a run here from 30,600 up to 31,000. So there is some opportunity there to long it. And then when you get up here to the top of it, maybe even enter a short. I would not use, by the way, leverage right now. I would not be using a lot of leverage. Okay. So this is a dangerous time for that right now. And when somebody says, "Oh, come on, bro, no risk, no reward," don't play that bullshit game with them. Because there's absolutely no way. And by the way, the move on this is about 1.5%. So we're not talking about a lot here. So we're not getting a good and solid sort of range here yet. So this is probably still just on the move up. And once we get up here, it may just continue going. I don't know at this point. We're all doing the best we can to try to figure out where it's going. So Ethereum, on the other hand, Ethereum just dropped to 2061. Do you know why? Because people are starting to sell. And there are, by the way, for those of you that are thinking like, everything's just fine. No, Ethereum price tops 2,100 as Ethereum's pending withdrawals hit 2.2 billion. $2.2 billion in pending withdrawals now from Ethereum staking. Now, you may not be seeing this right now, and we may not be experiencing this happening right now, but it will happen at some point, and it will happen real time. Right now, you're having institutional running up because the sell-off didn't happen. And look, a lot of the Ethereum that was in there was institutional money. It wasn't it's not me. I'm not staking 32 ETH or anything like that for the purpose of Chappella, or for the Shanghai, for the whole thing. I'm not one of the stakers. Institution tends to be the stakers in this regard. And that being said, they're not really interested in that small level of profit. And by the way, to remember here, Ethereum ran up to 48.47 at one point, and they had their stuff locked away during that run. So institution knows the value of Ethereum. They know that about $5 billion worth of Ethereum has been burned in the last year since the upgrade, 5.5 billion to be exact. So I think that, institutional, they know what the opportunity is on Ethereum right now. So, that could also be part of why we're not seeing any sell. And when we do see sell, we're going to see small amounts at a time. So maybe we're not going to see the big event. However, when you hear $2.2 billion in pending withdrawals are sitting there on anything for staking, then you have got to at least consider that. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind if you do nothing else with it. Also, Twitter partners with eToro to show real-time stock and crypto information. I just updated my Twitter, so now we're going to check it out. And now I want to see where do I see that. So I'm in Spaces. I don't see it. I'm in here. I don't see it. I don't see it in Messages. I don't really see anywhere yet where I can do that. So let's Twitter Blue, professional tools. No. All right. So I don't see it on the update yet, but there should be some kind of platform that we see on Twitter very, very soon that allows for some trading. In fact, let's go to Twitter and let's see if we've got anything on the side over here. Maybe it's an easier thing to do. Put an upgrade over here. So Twitter Blue, nope. Creator Studio, nope. Professional Tools, nope. And settings and support. So integration might be taking a little bit longer. Remember, scheduling is broken right now. So if you put and then you go down here to schedule this thing to go out a little bit later on, let's say April 19th at 8:41 a.m. We hit confirm over here. Oh, God damn it. Schedule's working now. Ain't this a bitch? So schedule wasn't working until now. But yeah. Well, maybe that's fixed. So maybe there is an update. So at some point, I guess we're going to see some kind of move here. Verified mentions, profile. Is there going to be a stock ticker anywhere? Nope. Anyway, so we'll see pretty soon. I'm sure there's going to be some kind of update for Twitter. But moving on, Bitrue loses 24.4 million in Shiba Inu, Ether, and Quant hack. So Bitrue is on the chopping block now. We've identified a brief exploit in one of our hot wallets. We were able to address this matter quickly and prevented the further exploited funds. We take this matter seriously and are currently investigating the situation. 24.4 million in overall assets. It says here, Quant has dropped 1.1% within 3 hours. Bitrue Drainer, it tells you right here, 22.5 billion SHIB. So let's go look at the chart. Do we see a big dump? And we did see a big dump over here. That big dump right there for Ethereum, that might be part of it as well, because it all happened right here in this little hour here. And let's go down to Quant. I do think that I have that on here. And did we see that happen as well at the same time? So yeah, we probably witnessed a hack in the last hour. So we'll see what happens. Now, Ryan Lee is asking a great question here. Why did ETH pump if there are billions ready to dump? It's really odd. I sold my long positions and waited to buy the next impending dip. The answer to that is because this is institutional that is running this thing up to begin with. And it's looking like a lot of the money that was staked was institutional money to begin with. So the businesses are they're not looking to dump. They want to keep their profit. So that's basically, to the best of my ability to explain exactly what's happening, is institutions are holding on longer. And number two, they haven't gotten their ETH yet. Because again, if 2.2 billion is waiting for withdrawal, that is a significant amount of, and by the way, when I say that, it's a significant amount of Ethereum. It doesn't mean it's all going to be sold. It just means it's being pulled out of whatever they're doing at this point. So it could be maybe that it's not that bad, like it could end up being, it could end up being something a lot easier. So you'd never know. You never know, right? Also, I am going to be announcing a new partnership that actually, this is a pretty cool one for me. I'm going to be partnered in just a little while, and I'll give you the links and stuff like that. It'll be in the description of my videos going forward. But I am going to be partnered with TradingView, where we're doing all of our watching of the charts. So if you are not a subscriber to TradingView, then you can use my link down below and you can get registered with TradingView, and that would be super awesome and super helpful to me, along with NordVPN, MEXE, BitGet, and Crypto.com. And I am doing currently my futures trading on MEXC, but I do have somebody, my bot is still out there, and I have not seen, MEXC has been very slow to adopt my bot. So I'm looking at somebody else right now, and I've been talking to them about it, and they are willing to import it for some trading that I can then do. So we'll see how that plays out over the next little while. So I'll keep you guys posted on it. But I was looking for a DeFi protocol where I could implement it, because I really wanted to try to keep it away from a centralized exchange after I started thinking about it, because, why not? So we'll see what happens over the next little while, but I'm going to get it posted and I'm going to get it up somewhere for you guys to test it out. I'm going to be doing it too. So we'll see what happens there. So anyway, BitTrue lost. We got the big dump happened. Now, guys, this is the craziest shit you've ever seen, right? Boeing, God damn it, Jim Cramer is the absolute worst. And look, he's just getting clowned even by Elon Musk at this point. Boeing's really incredible. Now, he posts this at 4:45 p.m. last night. He posts Boeing's really incredible, and hours after he does that, Boeing stocks declined after quality issue found on 737 MAX models. They have stopped production. They have halted production on the Boeing 737 MAX models. And I swear to you, it was hours after good old Jesus Christ. Like, this guy is a curse. Jim Cramer is an absolute curse. He posts Boeing's really incredible. 2 hours later, Boeing stops production on their most profitable plane. Like, that is, guys, you can't make that shit up. You cannot make that shit up. That is just phenomenally ironic, right? God damn it. Now, there was an article today. If you go to Watch Your Guru, it's going to tell you how long until SHIB reaches a penny. People were, like, obviously we're doing that all the time, and we use it as clickbait all the time, because you're looking for some kind of, look, people want to see, can we make it to a penny? How can we do that? And then what's the path, right? And they want to have a reasonable estimation of what it is. And the answer to this right here is no goddamn chance for a very, very long time. So at least this one's honest, and it doesn't even give you a time. But it says, in fact, the entire crypto market's cap valuation currently stands at only 1.28 trillion. Plus, we'd have to wait for multiple bull runs to take place before SHIB's market cap balloons up to the said level. Because it says right here, as highlighted in a recent article, Shiba Inu would have to have a market valuation of approximately 6.5 trillion to reach the 1 cent token mark. Now, the number seems to be next to impossible to attain over short or midterm. The said figure is bigger than Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, and Ford market cap combined. So is there a possibility? Not even close, right? However, we're looking at the burn rate. Now, what is the burn rate? And the burn rate is 70% of all of the fees on Shibarium is one of the big burn rates. And look, if there's $1 million in transactions, then it's not going to burn nearly much. It would still take 170 years or 17 years if it goes up to, because I think it's a penny a transaction. If it goes up to 10 cents a transaction, then it would be 170 years. And if it was $1 a transaction, it'd be 17 years. So they got some significant work to do in order to burn. So I wouldn't be holding on to my SHIB in the hopes that we're going to reach a penny at any time soon. If you're making SHIB trades, then what you should be doing is basically finding yourself a good channel like this one right here, bouncing off of the bottom here, and now it's coming back down. This is where I would be. Look, there's a pretty good channel in this little range right here. Now this might be a little aggressive, what I've got set up currently. Let's kind of and move this up a little bit and say that, you know, this is probably going to be, that's probably a little aggressive. Let's go down to this area and then say that that's probably your best sort of trading channel for right now. So if it hits up here, let it run to the bottom because it should come down at least to around 1050 and then let it run back up to 1150. That's actually about a 10% swing, I want to say. Yeah, it's about a 10% swing. So that's not something that's bad. I mean, especially if are doing like day trading, stuff like that. So by the way, I made 1,125 off of my bone trade. And I think you guys saw that last night. And here we go. Richie's Plain Talk says that Shibarium was not made to burn SHIB. It's a byproduct. Well, that is true. However, 70% of all of the transaction fees are going to be burned, and there isn't any other significant sort of burn mechanism other than people just giving money away. And people giving money away only works for so long before they say, nah, bitch, I'm not doing that anymore. Because all you're doing is just giving your money away in the hopes that the community, and that's called socialism, and nobody likes that, right? So I can't see any path where that burn starts to really, really, really kick up a notch. It seems like it's something that's going to take a lot longer. So, and Richie gave away 10 more subscriptions for anybody who is looking. And we are welcoming Cornish Crypto, Brian Dowie, Sammy the Bull 79, lives in Boca Raton, by the way, or did until he died. Melissa Slate, Ifiani Justice, Kristen, Pradeep, Mark, Sazika, and daughter's father into the fold. By the way, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you for becoming a member. Thank you so much, Richie, for sponsoring them. That is amazing. Do hope that you renew. By the way, certainly is appreciated if you do. But anyway, so that's what I would be doing if it were SHIB. Like, you know, just go ahead and now I do think that there is going to be a move, and that move will go to 1,200. It'll go to 1,200 up here, and then it'll go to 1,250 up here. But we're not in that spot yet, so I think we need some kind of announcement. We need some kind of move from SHIB to make that happen. So, and by the way, Bone is having a nice little run. It should be pointed out here that Bone has been having a decent little run. However, I got out right up here, so it really hasn't given me any kind of move or indication that it's going to continue to run. It's really just kind of burnt down for the last few hours here. So I feel like that was a good exit position. Now, I don't want to enter again. And if you're doing anything that I'm doing, then I would not be entering until I see a little closer to this area right here, because there has to be a bounce zone right here. And I was really comfortable. If you look right here, because I got in at $1.02. Now that, if you look across this line here, and if I create it right here for you, then you can see, like, I got in at $1.02, $1.02, and that's the bottom right here. That's at local bottom. So we basically bought the bottom here and then rode it up to the top of this little move. Now, I don't know if that move stays that way, and I don't know if we see a reversal or not, but there's no news for Bone that's been coming out. Now, Shaitoshi did make a weird cryptic sort of post that said that he's playing chess and moving pieces around. which is interesting. That's very interesting. So I get a feeling that something might be happening at some point soon. So if that is the case and it involves Shibarium, then we could see a run. Now, I'm going to be watching for that. I'm going to be listening for that. And if that happens, then I'll be letting you guys know, because I think that is just incredible. Like, I would be super excited to see if we could get into like, look, I think $1.50, one of these big moves again. We're not that far away from $2. Right. And we start to zoom out on this chart right here. And I know I got a lot of them, but like, this is every 5 cents. There was some kind of crazy price action right here, like every 5 cents, literally. So we're going to remove some of those. But 102 is a great bounce area, right? And it doesn't come down here anymore. So, we should at least consider that. Now, this right here is these are my 2 levels of the end all be all. But $1.02 seems to be the spot where we're on the floor. Now, look, if you get in $1.02 and it runs up just to the 50-day SMA, which it by all rights should do. I mean, you can see right here that it does have a lot of crossover with it. Over the course of time, it really does kind of move on this 50-day SMA. So it's been down here for a while. And when it usually comes back up. And that's a 30% increase just from where we are right now, right? So that's a significant run. So I would just be looking for opportunity. Just be looking for opportunity on this. Look for an announcement. I would set a reminder on Twitter just to see. Like, I would be looking at Bone. By the way, I have a not really a tickler. It doesn't do anything. But I get notifications. But then when you hit the search Twitter up here, I've got Bone saved right here, just in case I need to take a quick look, and I can go to the latest over here and then just kind of scroll through real quick and see if anything's happening, if there's any kind of announcement or anything. And then there's a top announcements over here. You wake up and Bone is at $60. What do you do? It's not going to happen, but it should be interesting. Excuse me. It should be interesting. And by the way, if you haven't already, crypto.com is having a Bone trading competition. So if you are interested, then certainly go over to crypto.com and check it out. So again, people are getting a little bit excited because it's running, but it's not running for any specific reason. So, but I'm watching it because it's easy money. Like, right? I think that Bone is potentially just some easy money all the way up to $2. Like, if we see it run all the way up to $1.20, it's still a buy. If it runs up to $1.50, again, still 25%, 30%, and there's no fees, there's no taxes on it. So it might as well. So yeah. Now, I started reading this article, and it was what are the 6 top altcoins? And I started reading it, and it was Phantom, and it was Binance, and it was Solana, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is like a Miles Dutcher list of tokens. And then, of course, right after that, it says Crypto Banter's Miles Dutcher has his eye on the newer coins in particular. And then he also chose Arbitrum, Aptos, and Optimism. And actually, there was a pretty good reason. The market loves gravitating towards the latest shiny thing. The same thing happened last cycle, and it will happen again. And the lack of historical price movement is psychologically less limiting in terms of upside potential. So consider Arbitrum. By the way, if you are considering Arbitrum, don't consider it at the top of the breakout. So if I'm telling you that Arbitrum is a play, I'm not telling you to go to the top of this candle and buy. That would be nonsense, and that would be ludicrous. Let it have some time to break out. It will come back down. Everything comes back down, and it also already has $1 billion market cap. Even though, by the way, if we're looking at 1 billion, so it's right in this range here. Could be higher already. Yeah, it's number 34 already. 1.958 billion at $1.54. So the 7-day percentage is up 28%. 30-day, it's down 87%. So it still sounds like it's a buy zone, but that's because it had this big launch over here, and it had this huge price at launch. But when you come back over here and you just kind of look at the way that it's been breaking out, Until it had that real breakout, it was running pretty solid across this channel. So I would be looking for it to move to the downside here on the 15-minute. I'm certainly looking for it to at least come down here. But again, be shrewd on what you're doing and look for a bearish opportunity. So try to, don't FOMO and get in here underneath this 200 and back down here, because again, when it runs up, that's what matters. Is if it runs down here. Look, here's the thing. If it runs down here and you're able to buy in right here and you go long on it for a long period of time, then everything that you're doing is up. Richie, that would that would actually be hilarious. But what Richie was saying is very important, right? You have two options when you're investing: be shrewd and wait, or FOMO, right? Richie, it looks like, FOMO'd into SHIB at some point. Now, let's go back here to the day chart. And when's the last time it's been at 2? Well, it hasn't been in 2 for a long time over here. So it looks like Richie FOMO'd in somewhere around this level here back in January of 22, or maybe around March of 22, or somewhere in this range. That's where Richie probably got in. Now, he's down half on his investment because we were looking for that. Like, if you're looking for this opportunity, then take profit. You know what I mean? So if he didn't take profit, that would be on him. But I got a feeling that it's more like over here. He FOMO'd in, lost a whole bunch all of the sudden because the shit just happens. And now you're just waiting for it to go up. Well, if you didn't get that FOMO feeling, and if you just waited to see what happened and you started to look for a bottom, and you considered at least looking over here and saying, well, you know what, the bottom over here is still a bottom. So if I'm get close to this, that's my entry point. I don't want to miss a pump, but I also don't want to get dumped on, right? So you have to sometimes just say, you know what, I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to wait for a moment. So if you got in this moment right here, then you're still feeling good because you're up. If you got in at any point right here, then you're still feeling good because you're up. Now, you're not up a whole bunch, but you are up. So that's really being shrewd. Like right now, what am I looking at on Ethereum? By the way, I am sidelined. That's why I'm playing Bone right now, because, you guys know I do a lot of Ethereum trading. I absolutely am not touching this shit right now. Now, I like the fact that it's moving along my channel here. I like all of this, but I mean, Jesus Christ, it's got to pump back down here into this channel and test this bottom at least one more time. And I will go all in if it comes back down here into this level. But at this point right here, too many times I've put myself in that same situation that Richie was talking about, where like I look at it and I'm like, okay, it's going to run a little bit more. And then I make a phone call and I'm like, what do you think? And they're like, yeah, it's going to run a little bit more. And I'm sitting here at $2,000 and I ape into it because it comes back down a little bit. And I'm like, you know what? It's going to pump, and it's going to pump off of this line right here, which is at 1900. Again, long-term line, but it bounces off of that. And instead of bouncing and going back up for more, it comes back down and it starts to correct. So then I have to wait 3 or 4 days. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've had to wait 3 or 4 days just to make $400 or $500. And look, once you do that, you're not making too much. So, be shrewd. Look for the real dip. Don't look for just an opportunity to get in and make something happen. Do you know what I'm saying? And if CFX is down to 37, and by the way, CFX is year to date, it is the biggest performer in all of crypto right now. CFX is down to 37 cents right now. That's still probably not a buy, because it could go down a little bit more. Let's we're going to do this one because I want the perpetual future on CFX on MEXC, because that's where I would be trading it anyway. So it's at the high right now. I would be nervous about this because it's doing this. Now, at the same time, it has a $1 billion market cap, and it is the blockchain, the first, well, it's the biggest open source blockchain in all of China. That is a huge deal, even if we don't see it, right? So shouldn't this be worth at least 5 to 10 billion? market cap, especially when you come over here and you start looking at, well, what's the value of a blockchain? And we start looking at these blockchain valuations, and VeChain, 1.8 billion, Arbitrum, brand new, 2 billion. There's all Phantom, 1.4 billion. And where is the big stuff going on, right? The big stuff going on right now is China. So there's some opportunity here for Conflux to just have a real good rip. And like, it would be nothing to say that it goes to 5 billion market cap and starts coming up here near the Tron network and that Cosmos ecosystem at work, and starts to throw down, especially because Cosmos is number 21 overall at 3.4 billion. So you could see this thing taking off and getting a life of its own and getting to $1 in real quick succession. However, when you're looking at it right now, this down move at this point, and this, by the way, is a good bounce point if you think it's going back up here. Now, otherwise, I would be looking at maybe 30 cents, because there's this a lot of chop and trading right here. So it looks like that's going to be kind of an area of where it bounces super hard. You can see right here, it bounced pretty good from 30 to 35. And you got to consider where these numbers are. So if you're at like 30 cents and it goes up 35%, that's about a 15% increase or 17% increase in short order. And then it comes back down here and it tests it for a couple of days. And then it's up to 44 cents from 30 cents to 44. That's a 50% run. And then when it first hit over here, it went on another run, which was 70%. So it bounces pretty good off of this level and moves pretty hard. And you can see it did the same thing right here, not as pronounced, but still 37 cents is going to be, was that 21%? So there's still pretty big moves off of it. So I would be holding on to that 30-cent level just to see if I can't get it down there. The market, look, the market sentiments are going to change. And Richie, thank you for the $10 bomb. Sold all and lost, then bought back in last fall and bought back in at 507. Now that's the play right there. And that's what I was talking about. Richie understood what he was doing over here, and he got back into SHIB in a position that now has him up 80% on whatever his investment is. Now, does that mean that he got all his money back? Maybe not, but he did make the right play by getting in way down here on this low buy opportunity. So that was a great play, and hopefully it pays off in the long run, because there's going to be a big run. There's going to be a big run. So, all right. Now, where were we? Phantom, again, you guys know that I like Phantom. I don't like the way that they rebranded, but I do like Phantom. I like BNB, and I like Solana, and I am going to get one of those Solana phones, the Saga, that is coming out very, very soon. It will have an Android operating system. Now, one of the things that makes me a little bit nervous about it is it's very simple. It's going to be the first generation phone, so it's probably going to suck. So it may not be that good, but hey, it's the first crypto phone. Why wouldn't you adopt it? You know what I mean? So if you're in crypto, support crypto. So, but certainly that. And then again, Arbitrum, Aptos, and Optimism, probably look for a dip and just throw a few bucks at each one of these just to see what happens. And then that kind of wraps that up. So now let's get into this right here. Decanect is at 4.49 cents. Had a nice little move back to the upside. Still waiting, by the way. We are still waiting for the Deca block. So there is some video of it that I'm not prepared to show, but there is some video of it that we're tooling around with at this point. Kato's at 1653, MMAI at 39.74. Nice recovery. Saitama 1897, WAGMI 6214, Wiz 2863, Volt 1633. What are your thoughts on Mandox? So one of the problems that I've always had with Mandox is that for the most part, Mandox was kind of charity driven, and I'm not a big fan of charity driven tokens. Now, Even with that being the case, and I don't like the fact that it's like a 10% liquidity. That is that makes me nervous, right? That's the same problem. The reason that Terrarium is still sitting at a local top right now, while people are dumping on it, was because it has so much liquidity in it that it takes a lot in order to dump it, right? Well, you can move the charts. Now it's good for trading, but and by the way, full disclosure, I do have one of the cyborgs, the original, one of the original. I think it was the second NFT collection that I'm still holding on to, and I get offers for it all the time. But I'm not, I'm not looking to sell it. There was, and I was on an AMA with the guys from Mandox just recently, and one of the things that, well, Jesus Christ, I can't even. Oh my God. Turn off cap blocks, nerd. Um, so I have NFTs. I will show you real quick what I have. One of the original. Let's do a boom. Here we go. All right, so that's my cyborgs, my original. So, and I've been holding on to this for a long, long time. So, I like the people. I like I like what they've had going on. But when I originally looked into it, when I originally was part of this, a lot of what they were doing was donation based. And by the way, love the Mandalorian. I remember when all this was going on, they had to kind of lean out of the Mando helmet and come up with more of a traditional gladiator sort of helmet. But you've got the Mandox token, you've got create an NFT, you've got the Banana Club token, you've got the farm, you've got EDU, and you've got NFTs. So I don't know that unless you have NFTs that are actually doing things, you have to create value. And I don't think that they've done an amazing job on creating enough value. Does that mean that it's not gonna run? No. When we get to meme coin season, this thing is going to go absolutely bonkers because it does have a good base of support. And it does have a pretty significant amount of holders. So it has an opportunity to grow. And yeah, there are people like Crypto Empress and Crypto Deb that are in it, and they are people with influence. So I would certainly think that they're going to have some sort of sway and some sort of run on it. So I would think that something good will come out of it. But people don't want to pay for education too much. You're not seeing it light the world on fire and people make a bunch of money. The NFTs, again, if they don't do anything, eventually people just stop buying them. We are going to reach a point of saturation where everybody just has a picture ID, a picture in their wallet, and it doesn't mean anything anymore. Just to give you an example, I have currently 331 NFTs in my wallet, and I have offers pending for 7 of them. So I've got and by the way, one of them is that Mandox, and it's 3750 right now. Then I have some Volt NFTs. Then I have some Starlinks. These are the ones that have actual offers on them. And then I have offers for like $1,200 per WAGMI NFT. Because the WAGMIs are part of the Genesis, the original Genesis. So that's my rough take on it. Like you can make a whole bunch off of it if you're buying the bottom and letting it blow up. So I would not bet against them. I would certainly not bet against Crypto Empress. Daisy is a goat, and in the good way. And so is Crypto Deb. So I love both of them to death. And look, they had a nice little run here. It can do the same thing again. So again, it's just not every investment is for me. So but anyway, 2863 on Wiz, Volt 1633, Bone 111, BRL 91 cents. BRL, guys, it's having a nice little climb again. Not huge. It's taking a while. It always seems to. But when it starts running, now we're up to 3,200. Remember, it was 2,600 just a couple days ago, and my pending rewards were $40. Now it's up to $44. So, you can take out a little bit at any point and do something with it if you want to. Like at that point, I can buy an energy drink with $40, right? Shib at 1123, Lillian at 5301. Again, they do have something cooking. They've got something going on. I'm just waiting to get clearance about, because I'm unsure, and I'm not able to talk about some of the stuff that I do, get information on. So Hex is at 7.5 cents. Hex would not be something that I would be. Look, if you get down here, this is the area where you want to be involved, right? If it's bouncing off of here, you can see bouncing off of the 50-day. You can see that kind of right here, and then it moves from, what is this right here, 63 to 83. That's actually not a bad move. That's about a 30% move. So if you can get this to stay under the 200 SMA and it comes back down here and it does a retest on the 50 SMA, then it looks like when it comes down here for these tests that it does have a nice little reversal run and zero taxes. So you're not risking anything other than your original investment. You're not paying a bunch of tax on the way in, and a 30% run on something over the course of, what is it, 1-2 days, over 2 or 3 days. That is a significant opportunity. So go for it if you can. If not, if you're nervous about it, then don't. Stay on the sidelines and miss it, because again, like, I do think Hex is going to have another big run, but I'm just not sure that you would that this is the spot. Like 7.5 cents to me sounds fine when I zoom out and I look at, well, it actually ran all the way up here to 50 cents. That's what, 6x, 7x from where it is right now, which is fine. But what if it goes down 50% from there? And now I'm just sitting here on a $20,000 bag that's now 10,000 because I bought too high. And now I'm just like annoyed by the fact that I got to stare at my loss every day. So, I mean, again, buy the bottom, don't buy the tops. And then NGN at 49.17. By the way, if you get an opportunity today, Miyamoto is going through some stuff right now. He is losing his father. He's called the family in, and the family's coming from around the country to come in and say their final goodbye. So if you get a moment today, by all means, take just the time to go wish Miyamoto the best in Telegram. You can go into the NGN Telegram or link it to the Next Gen Network on Twitter, and you know what it looks like. It's it's this thing right up here, so you can see that one. By the way, I have XRP content coming out for the first time today, so if you're interested in XRP, there will be a video on whether it can 100x or not. And I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos on whether you can 100x your tokens or not. So you're going to like some of them, you're not going to like some of them, but it's engagement. So anyway, this is not financial advice. My name's Bleez. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm always right. You're always trying. And if you haven't already, goddamn right it is. Whitechapel is one of my absolute favorite bands. So and April 25th, Whitechapel at the House of Blues, playing the Valley in its entirety. I'm going with my son, and should be an awesome concert. So that being said, guys, be very careful in your trading. I will see you over the weekend. I'm going to do a live stream probably tomorrow. I'll put it up so that people know that I'm going to be doing that I'm going to be doing a live stream. So if you're interested, by all means, come over tomorrow, check it out, and be very careful. I think a dip's coming. I don't know when it's coming. I don't know if it's even going to be today. The Dow Jones is in the positive. We're running good again. So again, we still need to knock down, by the way, for those of you that really need to know, 1.26 trillion is what we need to knock down as resistance in order to really be in that bull run. But we're in the bull run because we're at 1.25 right now. So just, there's a psychological barrier right there that we're trying to bust through at this moment. But trust me, guys, it is coming, and we are in the bull run. It just came a little bit earlier than any of us thought. So we'll see you guys soon. Take care, and be very careful with your trading.
Check. Okay. Whoa, another shot of the bullet. Loaded, got complex, cocking and pulling. That bottleneck look like the Loch Ness. What are we doing? I'm about to fall out, boy, and the proof's in the pudding. So, can we forget about the things I said when I was drunk? I ain't mean to call you that. I'm ice cold like the